The older I get, the more I realize how important it is to not take life for granted, to not take people for granted. Try to be there for one another whenever possible. One day, they may not be there anymore. Because life is so short, we have to make the best of it while we can. Love your family and friends, and try to be kind to those you meet in life. Stand up for what you believe, and defend the innocent. Speak the truth in love. The person you look down on may be struggling with something. It could be the friend that no one wants to talk to, or the homeless person on the street. We can't see the inner turmoil that may be going on inside. They may be on the verge of giving up. Just a kind word or gesture can bring them back to life, can make them feel important, loved, and needed. Let it come from a good place. Let it not be out of compulsion or for your own glory, but let it come from a place of true compassion. Let it come from the heart. That's the goal, at least. With modern technology, we are virtually more connected than we've ever been, but spiritually, we can become disconnected from each other. The people on the other side of the screen can feel like a simulation. We see their status, we see their profiles, but we can't experience the spirit of their presence. I believe that there is a higher being and a higher purpose, that everything happens for a reason. Everything matters. What we do in this life carries over into the next, but in the here and now, we are confined to this fragile vessel. Like a clay pot, beautiful on the outside, but easily broken. Some hide the cracks on the surface better than others, but life is a struggle, filled with moments of great joy and moments of great pain. It is through the painful trials that can make or break us. Through great pain comes great strength, if we persevere. But some may not see the point. If life is so full of pain, what is the reason to endure it? It can drag us down into the abyss if we let it. I suppose I'm more of an idealist than anything, because I say these things, but yet I fail to live up to them myself. I have not always come through with my promises. I have not always lived up to my words. That is a part of my struggle. I struggle through this in my mind every single day. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. There is so much that I want to do in this life before I'm gone, that my spirit groans. But there is always that voice in my head that tells me, it's hopeless, give up. No one cares, why bother? I manage to resist it for long periods of time, but sometimes it comes back in full force. Ever since I was young, I've always had an overactive imagination. I am constantly bombarded with ideas and thoughts in my mind, but was always reluctant to share them. Partly because I don't think they are that important to share, and because I feel no one really cares to listen. I think the reason I love drawing is because I can channel that energy into a blank canvas. When I'm drawing or painting, it's like the floodgates open, the heavens part, and I hear trumpets playing and angels sing a hymn. The point is that I thank God I have that outlet in my life, because it kept me going all these years. When you go through the majority of life feeling like you've no one to connect to, it's good to have a creative outlet. Plus, I love to invoke an emotional response from people. I don't draw as much as I used to, but I plan to change that soon. I'm an extremely stubborn person, and it took a lot for me to truly accept the existence of God. I went from exposing false teachers to discerning the scriptures, to trying to make sense of the different denominations, to studying church history. I questioned everything and prayed and meditated on it. For a long time I struggled with it, but it slowly started to fall into place, and I felt in my heart a peace I've never known. I struggled against forces on the inside and the outside. I realized that just because someone is a Christian doesn't mean that they'll automatically have a perfect life. The truth is, they call it spiritual warfare for a good reason. The more you try to do what is right and what is good, the more a battle of the mind you undergo. The more resistance you get from people around you. But when you get knocked down, you have to get back up. We all have our crosses to bear. It can be discouraging sometimes when you put everything on the line, and sometimes it seems like it doesn't make a difference. It makes a difference to God. What you do for others does make a difference, even if you don't see it right away. Do what you love and love what you do. Seek to do what is right, even if no one notices. Do everything out of a good heart, not to be admired by those around you, but out of love, expecting nothing back. That is a hard concept sometimes, because I like to see results. I want to see it makes a difference. But the reality is, it may not make a difference, and I'm okay with that. If I'm hated, I will love. If I am cursed, I will bless, not out of arrogance, not out of spite, but because I love. That is what God would want me to do. But like I said, it's a struggle every day. I just don't want to take anything for granted anymore.